Welcome to Basement Roadshow's guide to playing Gundam Versus. I'm Grant Patterson and I'm a massive fan of this game with a ton of time invested into it, so I've decided to make a short how-to video series detailing how to play it, as it's the first one in the franchise to hit Western consoles. It's simple enough to pick up and figure out, but like any game, there is a particular learning curve involved, and we're going to attempt to ease that curve however we can. To begin, we're going to hit the basics, starting with movement. Movement in Gundam Versus is simple. Press any of 8 directions on the pad or stick to have your mobile suit travel in that indicated path. Left goes left, right goes right, up moves forward, down moves away, and diagonals correspond in a similar fashion. You'll notice that movement is relative to the enemy mobile suit that's currently being targeted, so moving towards another target by pressing up will require you to switch targets, but we'll dive deeper into that a little later on. Next, we have jumping, which is accomplished by pressing the boost button once. Hold the boost button for a higher jump. The arc of a jump depends on 2 main factors: the suit's approach velocity and the duration of the jump's upward boost. Jumping clears a lot of distance and gives you a great vantage point for shooting at opponents, but it also places you in plain sight. This means that the price for gaining a better shot from the air means becoming an easier target as a result. There are ways to mitigate this risk though. So, you're moving, but you're not moving as quickly as you think you should. And you're definitely not moving fast enough to get away from anyone closing in on you or actively firing at you. That's where boost dashing comes into play, and that's achieved by pressing the boost button, which is mapped to the X button by default, twice in rapid succession. This allows you to move in any normal direction quickly, at the cost of the boost meter at the bottom of the screen. This meter refills when you land, and while burning it out doesn't have any permanent effects, it does leave you somewhat defenseless, as it takes slightly longer to recharge when it's been fully depleted, and you won't have access to any boost-reliant maneuvers during the recharge window. It also has the distinction of canceling most actions, which means that it can end an animation prematurely, such as firing a weapon or attempting to hit someone in order to get you moving again. Next, we have the sidestep maneuver, which is accomplished by tapping any cardinal direction, that's up, down, left, or right, twice. This is all important in Gundam Versus, as it not only allows for a way to make a fast, last-minute dodge from anyone or anything coming your way, it breaks incoming projectiles tracking, as well as allowing you to cancel melee hits during combo, which we'll get into in a short while. What's important to note is that this maneuver is boost reliant, so if you burn your meter out by jumping or engaging in prolonged aerial combat, you won't have the meter left to sidestep anything until it recharges, which is a faster process if your boost usage leaves some gas in the tank. It's a small difference, measurable in fractions of a second, but it can and most often will mean the difference between dodging hits and eating them. Secondly, we have the boost dive, which is a new movement mechanic unique to Gundam Versus. For the cost of a small amount of boost, you can rapidly descend and get out of the air, where a player becomes an incredibly easy target. By default, this is mapped to the right stick, and only requires a small flick of the thumb to activate. This can be combined with a sidestep to give your dive an arc, which is a great way to maintain defensive coverage, as it fuses lowering your altitude with the sidestep's dodge properties. A lot of these techniques will have relevance in the next section, so keep those in mind as we head into our breakdown on attacking and defending.